This was January of 2023. I was a much younger man back then. I've aged substantially. These guys can attest to that. I had recently broken up with my ex-girlfriend, and it was like roughly summer of 2022. And I gave it about 6 months before I got back into the dating world, and got on Tinder for the first time. And I had heard that on Tinder, the way to approach it is to swipe as much as possible. You know, it's like a law of averages game. So I did that, and in the process, I accidentally swiped right on my ex's best friend. Embarrassing moment. I was pretty humiliated. I messaged my ex's best friend. I told her that was not on purpose. Total mistake. Didn't mean to do that. Nonetheless, I wanted to do something that night to erase the memory from my brain. So I ended up responding to the first message that I got on Tinder, and it was from a profile that just said "looking," and it was a picture of a lady from just like the neck down. So this lady sends me a message, and she's like, "We would like to meet you tonight." I was like, "Well, that's interesting. I wouldn't expect for there to be a we in there." So I was like, "You know what? Okay." So I went to Fairborn, a bar up there, and I meet with a couple. And I'm not part of this lifestyle, so my assumption is that there's a sort of a meet and greet process, you know? Like you meet these people, you make sure you like them before anything happens. So I'm like, what can it hurt to just go meet, this random hetero couple? So we're having a good conversation, and in the middle of it, the wife says, all right, would you like to go give them the talk? I'm like, what the fuck is the talk, you know? So we go outside, and this guy's like, hey, I don't know how much you've checked out stuff online, but do you know what a cuck is? I was like, I'm familiar. Yeah, I know what that is. And he was like, well, that's what I am. And he was like, my wife has taken a liking to you, so we would appreciate it if you would be our bull for the evening. And I was like, sir, I'll be the Pippin to your Jordan. That's not actually what I said, but she was a very attractive lady. So I followed them to a hotel down the street, and they hand me out like a Jack and Coke in the hotel room. And I'm just kind of sitting there sipping on this. We're talking about taxes and inflation, and just three nerds just really geeking out. And then in the middle of this whole thing, this guy goes, all right, well, I'm going to go take a smoke break. And she goes, I'm going to go freshen up. And I'm like, I'm going to whip my dick out, I guess. I don't know. What the fuck? And so they leave the room. And it's just me alone sipping this Jack and Coke. And then she comes out of the bathroom in like booty shorts. And she just starts twerking. I'm really traumatizing this couple over here. I'm really sorry. She just starts twerking on the bed, you know? Acapella twerking. It's there's no music. So I was like, is this how it starts? She was like, yep. And so I went over and we started doing stuff. And so then her husband comes in, and my gut reaction is to be like, oh shit, because normally that would be the case. In this case, this guy is fucking stoked. He's loving it. The only thing that I was offended by is that while he was watching, he also turned on Netflix. And that hurt my feelings a little bit. But yeah, so we kept going, and there was a moment where these people are like nymphomaniacs. I'm just a regular dude. I'm just an average Joe. And she wanted to go multiple rounds, so eventually I got tired. And I went into comedian mode and I just started making jokes, so I'm still going and I'm like, hey, we'll just call the guy Steve. I don't want to use his real name, but I was like, hey Steve, you want to tag in over here? And she was like, what? He can't satisfy me with that tiny dick. I was like, whoa, hey, that's impolite, And then she goes, no, he likes it when I say stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, I'll wrap it up this way. So we finish. I go into the bathroom just to gather my thoughts. And I notice that the condom is broke. So I go back out there and I'm like, guys, there's 2 people in the room. It's fucking crazy. I'm like, guys, I have terrible news. I was like, the condom broke. And she was like, it's okay, I got my tubes tied. And then we freeze frame high five. And that's how the story is.
Kevin Rupert, please. Oh my God. God, Kev, that was awesome.
I love